The exceptionalism of Israel, of the Jewish people, is not a function of the things we've started up. It's a function of the way we start up. And that's an insight given to us by none other than Bilam in the Parasha of Balak, when he comments, Hein am kelavi yakum, ucha'ari yitnase. This is an unusual nation, a unique nation, that starts up as a lioness and achieves exceptionalism like a lion. And what does that mean? The Midrash tells us on that verse that Hein am kelavi yakum ein umma ba'olam kiyotze bahem. There is no other nation anything like this Jewish people. Harein yeshinim min haTorah mitzvot. In the nighttime, they're not active like anybody. Everybody's asleep. They're not active with Torah. They're not active with the mitzvot. So the real test of character is, what is the first thing you do when you wake up? During the day, one thing leads to another, and it's understandable that people get involved in the various things they've chosen to do. But the real test, what really differentiates one person from another or one nation from another, is how they start up. How do they initiate their day? How does it begin? And Bilam says, as the Midrash describes, v'omdim mishnetam, they wake up, ka'arayot, like lions, v'chotfin kriyat shema, u'mamlichim la'kodesh baruch hu. And then the Midrash uses a strange word to explain Bilam's observation. And the Midrash says that they wake up like lions and they grab kriyat shema. They grab mitzvot. They grab the mitzvah of saying the first line of Shema, where we declare God's oneness. That first line of the Shema, which is the expression, the articulation of the first two commandments of the 10 commandments. I'm the Lord your God, being the first one. There shall be no other God before me. So that existence of God and the oneness and exclusiveness of God, that's what we say when we say Shema Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, listen Israel. Now, whatever's going to happen during your day, listen to the day, hear the message, and see that whatever happens, whether it's a function of Hashem, of a loving, caring God, or Elokeinu, a God of justice and discipline, whether you're being treated in a disciplined way or in a caring way, Hashem Echad, this all comes from one source. This is all God embracing you and helping you develop and build your life. That's what we say in the Shema. And Bilam says, this is amazing, that the Jewish people, as they wake up, they grab that Kriyat Shema. What does it mean they grab? You see, you don't grab something that's in a stationary position in front of you. If there's a glass of water or a cup of coffee in front of you, you don't grab it. You lift it, you take it. You grab something that's moving. When you've arrived at an airport and you're collecting your luggage off a conveyor belt, if you don't take the luggage quickly, if you don't grab it, if you don't snatch it, it moves on. So the word chotfin, that idea of grabbing, of snatching something, implies an opportunity that's about to move off. And that's what Bilam notices about the Jewish people, that they realize that that moment of waking is an opportunity that is only going to last a few moments. Because yes, you can say Kriyat Shema later on. You've got a few hours to fulfill the mitzvah of saying the Kriyat Shema of the morning. You can say Kriyat Shema any time of the day that you want to. There's nothing wrong in saying Kriyat Shema. But none of it is like that feeling of opening your eyes to God's greatness first thing. Realizing before we do anything else, we say Moda Ani, we wash our hands, and right away there's a declaration, an understanding of the oneness of God and the exclusiveness of God, that there is no other power that has any influence over me other than Hashem himself. Realizing that in that first moment becomes really important. And it's so important that this becomes the first opening phrase of the Shulchan Aruch. The Shulchan Aruch is that body of law that governs every aspect of the life of a Jew. His religious life, his life of business, his life at home, everything that a Jew does, whether it's about matters of kashrut or it's about matters of Shabbat or Yom Tov, whether it's about matters of prayer or of family purity, whether it's about businesses or about oaths and the way we use our mouths, it's all in the Shulchan Aruch. And this opening phrase, the phrase that begins the Shulchan Aruch, is Yitgaber ka'ari la'avodat, la'amod baboker la'avodat boro. A human being, a person should become as strong as a lion, because if a lion is fast asleep and senses an opportunity, a hungry lion might be fast asleep and a deer walks past in an instant. the lion takes that opportunity and he's chotef, he grabs that deer in that particular moment. And to understand that in the morning you should be as alert as the lion, looking out for that opportunity, which only comes once a day. It's that opportunity of what is the first thing I do in the morning? Am I going to be ma'orer hashachar, as the Shulchan Aruch says? Am I going to awaken the dawn? Am I going to bring the day in? Or am I going to be woken by the dawn? Am I going to be activated upon? Or am I going to be the activator in my day, in my life? Am I going to be a passive reactor to things that happen extraneous to me? Or am I going to be an initiator that proactively chooses what to do and what meaning to give to life? All of that is determined in the first moments of awakenness, in the first moments of consciousness each morning. That's what one has the opportunity to do, to grab that opportunity, because it's passing. In a few moments, we get into the routine of life. There's only one moment to truly initiate the day. And that's the first moments, those first minutes of the day. How do we spend that? Do we spend that lying in bed a little longer? Do we spend that scrolling our social media? Do we spend that having a cup of coffee? Or do we spend that just taking that moment of time, putting our lives into context and recognizing the oneness of God and the fact that we have the capacity to influence our lives, we have the capacity to make choices, we have the capacity to grab opportunities and make the most of them as we enter the day and lead through the day. We become the startup nation not because of what we start up, but because of how we start up.